Before cities, before civilization, before memory, there was the wild, a world of chaos and creation where the laws of nature were written in blood and silence. The wind howled across endless plains, carrying the scent of rain and ash. Predators stalked the shadows, their eyes glowing with ancient hunger, and among them, trembling but unbroken, stood the first humans. Every breath was a gamble, every heartbeat a battle. There were no walls, no language, no gods, only survival. But from hunger came courage, from fear came fire, and from darkness the spark of something eternal began to glow. This is not just the story of our ancestors, it is the story of us, the echo of who we once were and the wildness that still lingers within. In the beginning, the earth was untamed. The ground shook beneath the steps of mountains that breathed fire. Glaciers carved the land like blades, and storms devoured the horizon with thunderous rage. Humanity was small, fragile shadows crossing a world that did not care whether they lived or died. They wandered beneath cold skies, following the herds, chasing warmth, fleeing death. Each sunrise brought a new trial. Yet, from this brutal world came resilience, an awakening will to endure. To live meant to hunt, and to hunt meant to become one with the land. The early humans learned to move silently, to read the wind, to taste the air. They learned the rhythm of the earth, the heartbeat of prey and predator alike. Hunting was not sport, it was ceremony, a sacred confrontation between life and death. They stalked the mammoth across frozen tundras, patient as the snow, waiting for the right moment. When it came, chaos erupted, shouts, spears, blood, the clash of will and survival. The victory was never glory. It was only another sunrise, another chance to live. Through the hunt, they learned patience. Through death, they learned respect. Every fallen creature was honored, its spirit shared among the tribe, its flesh a gift from the wild. But they were never alone. The world belonged to others, beasts of colossal power and ancient hunger. Saber-toothed cats prowled the forests, cave bears ruled the mountains, and giant wolves hunted under pale moons. Each encounter was a test of courage. The earth itself seemed alive, watching, judging. Yet the first humans did not surrender. They adapted. They learned to fight together. Many hands, one heartbeat. In unity, they found their strength. Then, one night, lightning split the sky, and everything changed. A tree caught fire. The world glowed red and alive. For the first time, humanity approached the flame not with fear, but with wonder. They reached out, and the fire did not consume them. It gave warmth to the cold, light to the dark, protection to the weak. Around the fire, humanity found itself. The flame became a god, a teacher, a symbol of power and hope. It drove away the night and brought them together. It burned not only wood, but fear itself. The fire became their mirror, untamed yet controlled, dangerous yet beautiful. It was the first heartbeat of civilization. And from that fire came community, the tribe. No longer alone, they gathered under stars, around glowing embers that whispered of safety. They shared food, stories, warmth. They learned to speak, not yet with words, but with rhythm, sound, and emotion. The first language was not spoken, it was felt. In the tribe, they discovered something greater than survival. They found meaning, love, loss, laughter, the first signs of what it meant to be human. Around the fire, they began to remember. They began to dream. And through that shared dream, they became a people. Time moved like rivers. Generations came and went, but the fire burned on. And with it, the wild began to change, not outside, but within. The same instincts that once guided the hunt now guided creation. Humans began to paint, to tell stories not just of the hunt, but of the soul. On the walls of caves, they painted mammoths, bison, hands, marks of memory and meaning. The red ochre was blood and spirit, the color of life itself. Each stroke was a declaration. We were here. We endured. They were still wild, but something divine stirred within their hearts. The human animal had awakened. The world shifted again. Ice melted, seas rose, the giants of the past began to vanish. The great predators faded into myth, their roars replaced by silence. But humanity endured. They learned to shape stone, to build shelter, to plant seeds. And with every invention, the distance between man and nature grew. Yet even as we built cities, the wild did not die. It hid beneath our skin, whispered in our dreams, echoed in the rhythm of our hearts. We still feel it, that ancient pulse, that primal hunger for meaning, for connection, for survival. We still chase fire in every light we create, in every story we tell. Because the wild was never our enemy. It was our origin. It taught us everything, to adapt, to fight, to care, to imagine. The story of prehistory is not a tale of beasts and stone, but of spirit. A spirit forged in fear and flame that carried us from darkness into dawn. When we were wild, we learned the meaning of life itself, not to conquer, but to coexist. The wilderness tested us, broke us, shaped us. It gave us everything we needed to become who we are. And though we have tamed the world, the truth remains. We are still the children of fire and storm. We are still the echo of those who hunted the wind and dreamed beside the flame. Their struggle was not in vain. It lives within every heartbeat, every instinct, every act of courage. Because the wild never truly died. It simply learned to speak through us. When we look into the fire today, into the glowing core of light and warmth, we are not just seeing flame. We are seeing memory. We are seeing the story of when we were wild.